Hello, my name's Jeff White. I'm an author and investigative journalist, and this is a series of videos about how to write a book, or at least how I write a book. I've written 3 now, my 3rd one's coming out in a couple of months' time, very exciting. And over the time I've done that, I've learned quite a lot. And one of the things that I found quite weird is that, certainly in my experience as an author, nobody really tells you how to do it. I mean, there's advice you can read online and so on, but the actual process, the mechanics of how do I do this, nobody really sat me down and explained that to me. I remember when my first book, Crime.com, was commissioned, I signed a contract with the publisher and I said, great, this is good. What happens now? And they said, well, you write the book, come back when you're done. And so you just go away and you get on with it. And on the one hand, that's great. There's so much autonomy and freedom in writing a book, way more than I've had with a lot of other sort of creative endeavours that I've done. But on the other hand, you do have to do it. You have to sit yourself down and you have to make it happen. And that means having some kind of process. And that's what I've had to cook up. I've had to just make one up and invent one on the fly. And so I've done that for the last few books. Now, it's gone quite well because I've managed to hand in each of those books either on time or slightly ahead of time. And they haven't needed a huge amount of editing. And then they've gone out on time with the publisher and they've done quite well. So clearly something's going right with the process that I've got. So I want to share that in this series of videos. If you've got your own tips, your own tricks, your own expertise or thoughts or questions, please do share them. Now, the first thing I'm going to say is that this series of videos is done on the basis that you've already been commissioned to write a book. Now, I know for a lot of people that's skipping over a very, very important, difficult part of the writing process. True, but getting a book commissioned, pitching it and so on is a whole different can of worms. I might well make some videos about that, depending on how these ones go. But I'm going to go on the basis that you're getting cracking on your first book. The other thing I want to say is that some of the stuff I'm going to share, not all of it, but some of it, is particularly relevant to the kind of books that I write. So I write narrative non-fiction. It's quite journalistic stuff. If you're writing fiction or how-to manuals or something like that, some of it might not be quite so relevant, but I think a lot of the advice might be quite helpful for people. I want to talk about the steps in the process that I've worked out over writing these books. And there are 4 key stages, what I call the 4 gears of writing for me. First stage, first step, first gear is research. Then it's writing, then fact-checking, and then marketing. Now, the reason I compare them to gears in a car is you're going to go up through each of the gears to get to the final destination you're going to reach. The difference is that you're not going to go back down through the gears. Once I finish one gear, I move on to the next. When I'm done researching, I write. I do not go back and do further research. Once I've written, I fact-check. I don't rewrite. It keeps you going, gives you that momentum to get up through the gears. It's not for everyone, but it's a process that's really, really helped me. The other thing about the gears of writing is that it helps you with the next essential stage for me in the writing process, which is coming up with a schedule for yourself as a writer. That's going to be the subject of the next video. I hope you like this one. Please do feel free to like, to share, to comment, to do all those things. Frankly, I couldn't give a shit. I'm not trying to be an influencer. It's just I've got a process that's really helped me. And if it helps one other person to write their book, I'll be very happy. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.